You thought I wasn't going to stream this morning, didn't you? You thought, but you was wrong. You was wrong. Let's see. Make sure we're cranking along just right. Was wrong. Yep. Okay. We're good to go. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name's Ryan, and I get stuff at yard sales, thrift stores, garage sales, rummage sales, flea markets, and estate sales like this morning. Try to flip some stuff, make a few extra bucks online. Had a big miss, but that's okay because it went to a buddy. Anyway, before we get to that, we're going to go over yesterday's sales, which were fine. And then we're going to go over the stuff I got yesterday at the thrift store and this morning at an estate sale. And I'm hoping in ongoing Fridays that around this time, 9:30, 10 a.m., maybe even a little bit later Eastern, is when I'll live stream on Fridays and show you what I got. That's the plan. And we know what Mike Tyson says about plans. So, let's get on with the sales. I think I messed up on this one. eBay did a weird thing where the guy offered $5 plus shipping and it invoiced him $5. But anyway, got him out the door. A couple of pair of Mad books. I put them up for $9.99. I just need to get rid of them. I actually don't mind the sale. I wish I could have gotten 6 minimum. That's kind of my real minimum on that stuff, and I should have pushed that. But I need the sales volume. So to help me get back to, I'm not top rated. I want to be top rated, but I always have like I sell just little enough that one mistake messes me up, and that's where I've been sitting for about a year. And I'd love to get back to top rated. Anyway, so yeah, $5 for that, but I think I could have gotten 6 or 7, and I messed up. Anyway, but that's fine. All right, next up is, now this sister, it's sort of an 80s horror again. Sold this for $7. Been sitting on this way too long. I think I got it at the quarter bin, which is why I snagged it. Or I thought it was going to sell for more than I got it for $1. But anyway, I am making money on this one. So $7. This is a Facebook sale, which is why $7. I'm a lot more fine with $7 than I am with an eBay sale where $7 is like you're making 50 cents or something. But $7 on Facebook Marketplace, I'm actually making like $2 on this book. So that's fine. Next up, we're going with, we want to do this one. Where'd that one go? We're going to go this one. Robert Jordan, Winter's Heart. Wheel of Time series. $12. I actually saw, I've got 2 of these. And there was some writing on the inside front cover. I had it on one auction and not on the other. And this one actually got sent back to me because the guy was mad that they had the writing on the inside front. So I reposted it. Actually, I upped my quantity to 2. Sold this one for $12. And so, still, I will always buy Wheel of Time books because they almost always, because I think I'm sitting on 1 or 2 right now that haven't sold for 3 months. But I've got like 100% success rate selling those between $10 and $15 for our hardcovers, and minimum $7 or $8 for paperbacks, and I sell the paperback lots for more and get better money for them. So Wheel of Time books, again, get them. Next up, this is a fun little book. This is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This is a 1911 book. This sold for $15. It's a little rough. The binding's a little off. There's a couple of loose pages. 1911. Buy old books. Pre-war. I paid probably 50 cents all in on this one. So $15. Gonna wrap it up real good and get it out. And should be good with that one. This finally? We'll see if this is finally. A boonie hat. You're like, hey, here's a boonie hat. $20. Why is this boonie hat $20? Look at that. Vietnam era tiger striping. I don't know if this is technically a Vietnam era hat. It does have the mil-spec style tag in it. So it still has the leather piece on it. It's a little loved, but it's still in good shape. I like these hats. I actually have one or two. They're great wintertime. And when you're selling at the flea market and it's a little chilly out, these are great. So, anyway, boonie hats. Military boonie hats. I don't tend to pay more than $1 a piece on these. But if it's $1 and it's in good shape, I'm grabbing it and I'm not even looking it up. I've got a big pile of smaller sizes right here that they're trickling out one or two a month of newer style camo ones. So good finds, good buys. $19.99, $19. Finally, I'm waiting for somebody to pay for this one. I think this went for $8 or $10. Let me see. And I thought eBay had a forced payment, but I think this is also an international sale, so that may break the rules a bit. So we're gonna see if this one gets paid for. Prayer Book of Michelino de Pacizo by Patricia Corbett. $15. Pretty little book in a slipcover. Slipcover books are worth thinking about snagging. Usually the book in the inside is really nice. It's like felt. Pretty felt book. I don't know. Nice slipcover. $15. Picked it up for $1 at a thrift store. I think I remember getting that. Okay. A quick bit on what I just listed, and then we'll get to sales, and then we'll get to finds. What I just listed. Sort of Death Pally stuff yesterday. I grabbed some stuff. Welcome Back, Cotter. 2 paperbacks, $9.99. I'm going to take $6 or higher on these. This is a fun Planet Builder. I think this is almost like a Choose Your Own Adventure type books. Planet Builders, 2 paperbacks, $9.99 for the pair. See if I can't get them moved. They've been sitting a while, so you're kind of stuck with them. Battlestar Galactica paperbacks. One of these is like the comic booky one by Marvel, and the other is just a regular paperback. $9.99 for the pair. And this is $15 for all 4 of these. Isaac Asimov, light them up. $15 for the batch. We'll see if that goes. I usually have pretty good success lighting up and selling Asimov books. So, that's a find from yesterday. So, that's what I've got listed. That's what I've got sold. Now let's see what we got found. Yesterday, I went to the thrift store. Bought a handful of books to either keep or flip. A couple of Brandon Sanderson novels. If you haven't read Brandon Sanderson stuff, read Brandon Sanderson stuff. He's a good writer, great world builder. Got this, Rush Revere and the Brave Pilgrims by Rush Limbaugh. Whatever you think about Rush Limbaugh, these books are popular. He wrote 3 books, real good condition, real popular in sort of conservative circles. Well-made books, at least. There's 3 of them. I can flip these for $5 to $10 a piece on Facebook Marketplace to local homeschool and some local groups. So that's the plan there. Big find at the thrift store yesterday. Big find. Huge. Alien. This is the book to the movie. This book was from the science fiction book club. They came out with books in the late 70s, throughout the 70s. I've got a handful of them. I actually came across a few at not the last library book sale, but the previous one. Somebody who was apparently a member and kept their books in really good condition. That set, but that collection has the first edition Star Wars. Hello, Juanita. You're the first person ever to comment on a live stream. So, hi, Juanita. So, anyway, so Alien. This is a $50 to $60 book. Maybe at low end 30, maybe. But this first edition. This is the first edition. This is one of the few times where a book club edition of a book is the true first edition, first printing. Usually that's not the case with a lot of books. This case, this is what it is. Anyway, Alien by Alan Dean Foster. The Science Fiction Book Club. The really valuable one in this from the Science Fiction Book Club is the first Star Wars book. From the Adventures of Luke Skywalker. That's a $100 book, easy, every time. I've found it once, and I've found like the first edition second printing a couple times, once I believe, and that was like a $50, $60 book. But anyway, Alien, $50 book, easy, hardcover. Good. The dust jacket's a little rough, but that's okay. Thankfully, the sticker they put on it didn't peel any paper off. That's always annoying when thrift stores do that, but that's the way it is. So, got that going. Okay. Estate sale finds. That's what you tuned in for, wasn't it? Boom. Laramie Original Super Soaker. Ah! I think it's a little busted inside. I didn't hear the air puff out. I'm going to fill it and see. Usually these things are broken. I had one, loved it. These things were prime stuff back in the day. I was one of the only kids who had one of these. I actually had one, I think, before Laramie put their name on it. But anyway, Super Soaker 50. Yep, I think it is. Nope, that released some pressure. So, we'll see if it works. Later, I'll see if it works later on. If it works, it's about a 50. If it doesn't, 20 to 30. So, because it's a real neat display piece. But, Super Soaker 30. There you go. Neat find. Next up, we're going to go through here. Yeah, we're going to go through here. Hardcover, Stephen King, Dark Tower, Song of Susanna. I like grabbing there's two Stephen King series I typically grab. One is if a movie was made from the book in the 80s, early 90s, grab the book if you get it under about $2. Some of them are worth a good bit more. And Dark Tower books. They're worth grabbing and lining up. But this one because it's a hardcover, I may be able to sell this one by itself. I haven't looked it up yet, but I instinctively grabbed it when it was $2. And this one was $1. Wizard and Glass, Dark Tower 4, and I think I have a lot of two or three of Dark Tower books that I need to kind of rework. I've got a batch of Stephen King books, and I need to kind of rework my batches so I can get them sold. Next up, this fun sucker. This is the History of Middle-earth. This is part of the History of Middle-earth by Christopher. Well, it says J.R.R. Tolkien. Christopher Tolkien took Tolkien's notes and sort of compiled them into like an ongoing story that's more long and obnoxious than Lord of the Rings. I've read them. I'm not going to. I ain't got that kind of time. I'll read Lord of the Rings once a year, give or take. I already did that this year. It took me a few weeks because I only read it about 30 minutes at a time or so, but I read it. That story's an old friend that will always will be. This stuff I ain't got time to do. Love you, J.R. Tolkien. I ain't reading this. This is about $25. It's the hardcover. The paperback doesn't do as well, but the hardcover versions of these books, of the History of Middle Earth books, I may actually peruse this and scan through it a little bit, but I ain't gonna read that time. I ain't got time. Next up, this batch is interesting. These were $1 a piece, so I grabbed them. I tried looking them up, but there were no good results. But these are aircraft familiarization training for various military airplanes. And so I am going to sell these. Windows 95. I'm gonna do a little more research to see if I can see what I can get for them. And go from there. This is potentially worth a good bit of money. I will also only sell these domestically. I'm not putting these across international sale. Will not do it. This is 747 F-18 Hornet, KC-10, DC-10. Aircraft familiar C-17 Globemaster. That's the F-18 Hornet and F-117A Nighthawk. So I actually need to check to make sure this. I can't imagine these are classified in any way. So, but I'll see what I can do. What I can do with them. Next up, pants. I need to check the size on these. I need another pair of these. I like using these as work pants, and I need to check and see if they're my size. And if they're my size and they're clean and in good shape, then I will keep these. If not, these this old woodland camo pants, military issue. These are worth about. Did they have these dry clean? It was a colonel. Who I don't know if he was retired or not, but it was a colonel who had a lot of military stuff in there, but a lot of it was priced where I wasn't going to grab it. But military pants sell decently. The older, the better. I find these are $15 to $20, but if they fit, I'm keeping them because I like woodland camo pants to work around the house. So there's that. Okay. Finally, I don't know the kind of the pièce de résistance from that sale. Gas mask. And so have it with the canister and the shroud. It's a hood that goes over, and a bag. The bag. This is probably $50-$70, give or take. I gotta check. I had a different version that was about a $50 one not too long ago, but yeah, got it, scored another gas. That was $10. So that was a good find. I knew immediately to grab that at least. So that is today. That was this morning. It's estate sale season, and you should be getting stuff. So garage sales, estate sales around here in Georgia starting to warm up. People starting to put stuff out. My Friday mornings, what I usually do is I have a thing first thing in the morning that I do, and then I jump in my car and I run a circuit kind of in the neighborhoods close to where I work to see if anybody has any signs out for Friday mornings. And then sometimes Saturday mornings I grab a kid or two or three, and we run around the areas, and went around where I live in those neighborhoods and see if we can find something. So some days it's nothing. Some days I don't get back till lunch. So that is that for today. So let's get it. Hope you find some stuff. Quick story. There were Star Wars figures at this estate sale. It was a full box of the Darth Vader head. These were vintage figures, like 79 to 83. And there was a Millennium Falcon. The Vader head was full of figures. They wanted $200 for it. I wasn't sure because they posted a video, they posted a price. I wasn't sure about that. Well, I walk in and I see a guy come walk right out the door, but he got there 5 minutes before I did. It was a buddy of mine who I've done some sales and trades with before on action figures, and he was walking out with us. Dang, so he knew more about the Star Wars figs than I did. My knowledge base is pretty specific, but he knew way more, I guess, recent about it. And he said he could flip it for $600-700. It was full of figures in decent shape with the weapons. The vintage Star Wars figures, the money's in the weapons. Those things get lost really easily. They're really hard to find. These figures were in decent shape. The good paint was good. The case was in good condition. So this guy probably had a really good find. I'm real hesitant about spending $200 on anything. And so it would have been hard for me to grab it for probably less than 50, for more than 50. But knowing what he did and what he was telling me, he's like, okay, next time I see something like that, I got to pull the trigger. So, but he got to it first. I'm happy for him. He's a big time collector, way bigger than I am. I'm one of those cheap end collectors. If I can't get it at a yard sale, I'm probably not going to get it. So, that's what I do. So anyway, have a good day out there. Like, comment, subscribe. Hello, Juanita. Thank you for commenting. And y'all have a good morning, good afternoon, good weekend, and get some stuff.